the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. Since our last meeting, we lost a dear member in our community, Virginia DeCarlo, and anybody else that knows somebody that they'd like to mention for a moment of silence, you can do so now. Otherwise, I ask for a moment of silence for Virginia because she did a lot with the church and the community and did a lot for us. Thank you. We have two public hearings. We're going to reopen the proposed 25-26 budget and the proposed zoning changes. I want to mention, I want a motion for that to be open, please.
It is still open.
We don't need a motion.
No, it's still okay.
So in the 2025-26 budget, I'm happy to announce under contingency, we have added $10,000 to the summer rec program. We will approve a press release tonight, which we will give to Nick Altmeyer, that will explain how that's going to be run. I will take the time to read it in a minute so you can hear what it says, and for the board's approval. And I would also open the proposed zoning changes. In the contingency fund, we have added $25,000, and I'll have Wendy explain what we're doing there. And general fund and recreation, $10,000, and there was a minor adjustment to salary changes in the general water and sewer fund. And so I think that was about $3,000 or $4,000. Altogether, we're going to increase the contingency about $38,000. Okay. So at this point in time, if anybody would like to make a comment, well, we're proposing that the taxes stay where they were, and no adjustments have been made on the tax portion of the budget. And the extras that we are taking, we will take out a contingency which has close to $1 million in reserve in general fund. So at this point, I'll open for comment. Oh, and dog control. Yes, we did reduce it, but we based that on last year only spending $1,000. So we put $2,000 in based on that, and we're talking right now to enhance that because in talking with Chief Ortman, we have some concerns, but moving forward, and I haven't had a chance to even talk to Chief about this, we're going to meet with the players to make this work better. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
No, the other gentleman just wants to meet with the board or us together and just go over a couple things before he makes a decision.
Well, I want to, I guess I didn't because my feeling is we need to talk with Mr. Mullins also. So, because we need to, bottom line is this, safety is always an issue. Unless the dog catcher's right there, to a certain extent, I don't think you still can get bit. But when we make a phone call, our problem right now is we're not getting the response that we wish we would get. So that's why that's got to be ironed out, or we may have to look elsewhere. So with that being said, I've spoken. Anybody at this point wishes to speak, please take the floor. We'll leave it open. If you want to talk later, we'll continue on. I also want to announce that tonight from 5 to 7, our fire department is having a chicken and biscuit dinner. Please go to that if you can. I don't think we'll be here much, hopefully past 5. So you may be able to be first in line and get it while it's nice and hot. At this time, I'll ask for approval of the minutes of the 4/2/25 meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept those as written.
Mr. Adsett?
Second.
Mr. Widrick? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? At this time, I'll ask Mr. Trillian to give us the audited report on the bills for this month.
Okay, our general fund, $63,741.43. Water fund, $40,895.35. Sewer fund, $16,495.70. I believe they're all audited now, correct, Gina?
Yes.
And I make a motion, we pay them.
I'll second that motion.
Your choice, Wendy. All in favor?
All right?
Opposed? And I asked Chuck today if there was anything that he felt was significant and needed to be discussed, and there is not. So those stand approved. And again, the 2025-26 budget is still open. We won't close that until the end of the meeting, and if anybody has any comments they wish to make. The zoning changes, Mr. Burrows can't be here tonight, and I think we want to extend that public hearing for the next meeting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Okay.
Where we're at right now, it may, and I'll correspond with him, but it may have to go back because of the changes we made. I think he feels they're substantial enough that it has to go back to the county for a review again. So if that is the case, I will put in that application. I think it's gotta be in by May 2nd, and then the meeting is May 15th or something like that. So I will take care of that, but that's where we're at right now, so we'll leave that open.
Matt, is there anything to update on the storm drain?
On the storm drainage survey and hydraulic and hydrogeologic study, we've almost started the field work on that. They've been around town and got probably a third of that done. And the engineering group started looking at available maps that we have from the school and the hospital and those sorts of things. So we're starting to gather that information.
Also, I was remiss at last month's meeting when I signed the contract to date it, which should have been dated March 19th of 2025. So can I have a motion for Wendy to date that contract? Just didn't have the date. It says dated. I left it blank and signed it.
I'll hand it to you. You made it? Yeah.
Motion made by Gina.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
And on the groundwater wells, we're still gathering some more information and for the well drilling itself, the test well drilling. And once I have that, I will get it in front of you guys next month. Should be next month.
Okay. Unfinished business for D. We're working on this right now. We had, Paul and I met with Bob Mullen and J.D. Ross, and we just haven't had a chance. Our attorney's absent tonight, and Paul's on vacation. So that's still open, but we've got 2 contracts that need to be updated, and they will be. We also have to withdraw our application to the USDA, and in discussing this tonight with Matt before the meeting, we may reapply based on some things we have learned to hopefully get some money there. So, but I need to, before we can reapply, we have to redact the one we have. So I take a motion to redact that.
I'll make a motion to redact that.
Mr. Ansett? What's that? Tony made the motion. We have to redact the USDA one to even attempt to reapply. And we've determined based on some schematics that we may be eligible. But without redacting this one and reapplying, they won't accept a new one.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Hazard mitigation program, grant program, I'm going to let Matt discuss that with the absence of Paul.
That was the survey we started,
Okay?
and the engineering group will do that hazard mitigation study. That's the H&H study that we're working on.
Can I say that's the letter that the county requested that we sign? That's,
The support letter.
yeah.
I need a motion for the support letter that Grace Metzler forwarded to us to sign for support letter for the hazard mitigation.
Grant, right?
Yes, grant, I'm sorry. Motion
I'll make that motion.
by Mr. Widrick,
I'll second it.
by Mr. Ansett. All in favor?
Aye.
We need to set a public hearing.
We do not right now, just the municipal board at the last meeting decided to do a 2%, recommend a 2% water increase but not until November to be collected next May. So
Okay.
we don't need to set one now, just before November.
So it's gonna be effective for next April's billings, from
Next
November
May's.
to.
Mhm.
Budget amendments, Wendy, it's yours, what?
In your packet.
Oh,
I just need motions.
motion for the budget amendments, for the general fund recreation, and for the changes in the salary. That's split three ways because they do work for all three portions of the budget, so that is split water, sewer, and general fund. Motion for those budget amendments?
That's always.
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Trillian. Second?
I'll second that one.
Mr. Adson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. I'm gonna double dip here. We have a correspondence from RACOG, and at this point in time, I will also take any comments that Mr. Dietrich wishes to give us.
All right. Yeah, so our next RACOG board meeting will be May 22nd at 6 o'clock at the town of Lowville. Our RACOG Economic Visioning Summit is on April 30th, and that'll be from 8:30 to 2 at the Howard G. Sackett Technical Center. And that does, RACOG's covering the lunch on that, sponsoring the lunch. If anybody is interested, they can just let me know too. I can get that in. We have a deadline for the 23rd. Tim already told me he's planning on being there, so I gotta get him entered. And Chuck, okay.
I'll be in Florida.
So I'll add you in there, and then we've been doing a lot of student activity thing. We've actually met with the Lowville superintendent and the principals over there about the different type of student activity programs going on. They're interested in the Seal of Civic Readiness, so we are scheduled to go speak to the participation in government classes at Lowville here in early May. We had 106 surveys that we got back from students between 9th through 12th grade. And that was related to the RACOG Student Board, something that they're initiated. And we'll be going over the results with them in early May, sitting down with them and putting together a plan to then present to RACOG at their board meeting in May. So a lot going on in that area. And also I did meet with Naturally Lewis talking about youth initiatives also. And so there might be things that Naturally Lewis might be able to help with too related to that. So we got, yeah, did you have something quick?
Keep going.
Okay.
You made me think of something.
Okay. And then the wastewater operator training, as far as I know, BOCES is still looking at moving that forward. I think somebody thought they had maybe 3 people that sent in their applications to teach that course. So everything still looks like a go there, but I haven't heard anything too much more on that. And then RACOG membership, we have Village of Krogan who's asked to join. They sent a letter. And Town of Rutland, I've heard that their board is in support of joining RACOG also, so we'll have potentially 2 more communities to vote on at the May meeting. And then I did have a discussion with actually the Town of Gregg. So a lot going on there. And then I am going to be losing our second associate circuit rider, Patrick Brady, come probably mid-May because he's hired by the Tuggill Commission. At that point in time, he'll be moving up full-time. We'll no longer be able to fill that position. So I am looking if there's anybody you know who might want a little part-time work, being an associate. I am going to be looking for a second associate, especially with the potential increase in membership. So, but other than that, that's all I got. And Danny, did you have a?
Yeah, Paul's not here, but this past week we have a BOCES student intern, Ethan Kraus, who's working, I don't know, for the next few weeks with our DPW.
We have one too.
And I'm sorry, I didn't.
Just started yesterday.
Okay,
They run to May 31st.
thank you.
And Danny, I will add too, I did talk to Paul yesterday. So we are going to take the students in the civic service student activity program, and we're going to do a tour of the wastewater treatment plant on May 15th. We're going to be taking them down there and meet with Paul to do that.
Down here?
Yeah.
You're not going to the other plant? You're going to just the wastewater?
I think just probably the wastewater, probably the closest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I go? All right, we have from the Lowville Fire Department their election of officers. It's in the packet. If you've looked at it, I would take a motion and a second to accept that for the upcoming year. I don't think there's any surprises there. Department's well run. And so a motion for that to be accepted.
I will make a motion to accept
And
these
second.
officers.
Second.
I'll second.
Mr. Trillian, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Officer and committee reports. Village attorney's not here, so we'll pass him. I think I've said everything that I wanted to, so I'm all set. Wendy, you're next. If you
The
have any.
treasurer report is in your packet.
Yep.
And also the results from our AFR from last year.
Yep.
No change.
Yep.
Pam said,
Yep.
you know,
We look
we
pretty
did
good.
good, so.
Yes, we did good. The report from the state is good. Chief Bartlett.
Just one quick thing. Struggling to find a field training officer school for Officer Arthur. I did find one. The closest one I can get him in June 9th through the 12th at SUNY Potsdam. He would commute back and forth, and there is a $300 charge for the class. But this is the only class I can get him in before fall, and I desperately need him with
The
math.
money's in your budget, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
I would say you're fine.
And the new Durango's out at R12 getting graphics, and the equipment's ordered. So that's all.
Capital and future planning, I know that I'd like to discuss that because we need to figure out how we're moving forward with that as we move forward. I think that committee is extremely important, and we need to figure out where we're headed with that. That being said, personnel,
Nothing.
finance,
Nothing.
our department's not here. Liaison to the police department, anything to bring up there?
Just what Daryl said.
Okay. I'm sorry, did you have anything to fight about?
No, I mean, they sent us a very nice report. Yeah,
Okay. Planning board and zoning board of appeals?
they have not had a meeting since last month.
Next week.
We've had a discussion,
Next week.
Next week. Yep.
we've had a discussion, and we were supposed to find out, we need to get the board completely filled, and that discussion has been had, and we'll see where we head with that in the very near future. Municipal board hasn't met in a couple of months. I don't know if they've got anything to
We
report.
met last Tuesday.
You did, okay.
We did the 2% recommendation.
After the 3 months of not having a meeting.
All right.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Town.
That will be tomorrow.
Tomorrow. County.
Nothing to do with the village now.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Gina Judd, the recreation. We had a meeting last week with several people. Was it last week, Gina? Yes. I think it was extremely productive. And there's a press release, and I'm going to ask Gina to read this, and we're going to hopefully approve this. And I think it's well written. And I'm guessing that it was developed by Gina and Double Play. Gina, it's your floor.
Okay, so I'll just read the press release that we're going to approve. The village and the town of Lowville are excited to announce open registrations for our annual summer rec program. This is a vital program that's been offered for over 30 years in our community. And in spite of the rising costs and the higher minimum wage and budget cuts, village and town officials work together to offer another year. It's going to be a 5-week program that includes field trips, sports, and educational activities. Double Play Community Center has been contracted to bring their experience, their knowledge, and programs to our local youth. The Youth Bureau has generously contributed to cover a portion of the program's costs. Children between the ages of 5 and 12 years old are welcome to register, and any child that resides in the village and town of Lowville will have a full scholarship to attend. A reduced registration fee of $375, which is going to equal out to be $15 a day, will be offered to any child that resides outside of the village and town of Lowville. Please contact your local township to see if they have a youth recreational scholarship opportunity for your child. We have open 175 slots for this program, and registration will begin on the dates listed below, which is May for the town and the village of Lowville children. They will register May 5th through the 16th. Any child residing outside of the village and town of Lowville will register May 19th through the 30th. Both the town of Lowville Board and village trustees want to provide options for as many youth in our communities as possible. This program is going to be 5 weeks, Monday through Friday sessions from 8:30 a.m. until 3. July 7th through August 8th at the Lowville Academy Central School facilities. A swim program will be available at the Village of Croghan from 9 to 12, Monday through Thursdays, with transportation provided for those in need from Lowville Academy. And I just want to say, I'm new, but it was such an honor to work not just with the town and the village, but the county, to see how you guys have a heart for our children and for this rec program and how supportive you are. I was very...
Long Island has a program that one of our constituents' grandchild goes to. They do provide transportation to it. It is 8 weeks, and it's $5,000 a child. So I learned this, and I have the text. I could show it to anybody from the person, but I found that quite interesting. So that being said, I appreciate it. Any comments? I'll take comments on that press release. If not, I'll ask for a motion to release this to Mr. Altmeyer so it can be published as soon as possible by him.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Adson. I'll second it. All in favor?
I'm sorry.
All
I did. He seconded it.
opposed?
The mayor.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll go back to public hearings, and at that, we don't have anything left on the agenda. Either or a public hearing. I'll take any comments from the floor. If not, we will move the budget. Mr. Defoe?
Mayor, I've got a little problem. I've got a little ear infection, so I may have missed your first comments. I see on the rec program it went, you got $5,000 more into the program.
We've got 10,000. We've gone from 30 to 40, and that's actually, Mr. Defoe, more than we spent last year as a village.
So it's back to the same level, because I see it was 40,000 on here. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It's 40,000 now with the new budget that we put out. Okay, it was at 30. Okay, and what it amounts to is we determined this year with the that any town can amend their budgets if they want to provide help for their youth. We've determined based on everything that's gone on that the village and the town are going to be responsible for their kids, which we are putting in. We're allowing for up to 175 kids, and we're assuming that we'll have about, what, Gina, 135? And that'll leave the first 40 outside the village that wishes to apply. It'll be a lockout after that, and the money will be paid up front. I don't know if it said that in the press release, but I think it's going to be so that if they don't give us something, it won't be there. The only other thing that I would say is we want to verify the people that register are truly in the village, because that's a very, very important, and the town. So yes, we're increasing the budget from 30 to 40,000 based on, we figure it's going to be about $375 a kid. Now, granted, that could be a little more or a little less, but we think that it's a very close snapshot.
Was there any money donated? The rumor I heard, secondhand as usual, that there was money donated by one of the boards that had it left, and it was moved to the village.
The Youth Bureau donated money.
Yeah.
They were generous.
The Youth Bureau, in this budget, the Youth Bureau is about $5,100.
Because I heard it was like $5,000.
A little over 5,000.
It was 5,000.
Yes.
And it was a youth board?
Yes.
Youth Bureau.
Yes.
Yeah. It was very kind of them.
Dick, it's right in the press release too. Not the amount, but it's in the press release. It says the Youth Bureau has generously contributed to cover a portion of the program's costs.
Chucky, I can barely hear you with this thing on. I'm sorry, I'm suffering with it, believe me.
Yeah.
It's right in this.
Oh, okay. Gotta make sure that Nick gets one before we leave.
I'll give it.
All right.
No, you keep it. Oh, okay.
Anybody else have anything to Mr. Avalon?
Under public safety, the first line that goes from 510,000 to 500,000 for the police department personal services next year. Is there a reason why Chief Butler's taking a $10,000 loss?
I'm gonna deflect that to Daryl.
I can
Yeah,
help.
go ahead.
yeah, because I just had it
The-
explained to me.
The point one is pay, payroll that we pay, and it was based on what we did for this year. We came in $10,000 lower than what we had budgeted, so that's why we made it 10,000. I mean, he's not taking a cut. Yeah,
Didn't want him to.
no.
And again, that's a
We don't want
snapshot.
that.
It could be more than that, it could
Yeah.
be less. At which point, we'd have to make a
I guess.
budget amendment as we go through the year.
Thank you.
Okay? Anybody else? I guess at this point in time, if anybody on the board has anything to say, I'll take a motion that we approve the 2% budget increase for the calendar year, June 1st, 2025 to May 31st, 2026.
We already did that, we just need to pass the budget.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying, yes.
yeah.
I'll make a motion, we pass this budget.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried with unanimously. We have no executive session tonight.
I would have a couple of things, but I would like Mr. Burrows to be here, so.
Okay. So I guess at this point, we will motion to adjourn 27-minute meeting.
I will make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, meeting's adjourned.